Hey there, beautiful people. This is your girl, Coach Charity, coming to you from Inspired Kingdom Coaching Services. Just wanted to stop by with a word of motivation for you today. So this one is for my ladies. Sorry, guys, no offense, but this is for my ladies today. So I just wanted to encourage you ladies today to let you know that you are valuable. You are valuable. Okay, so what is value? Value is the level at which something is rated, something that we hold in high regard, highly esteemed, something of great importance, okay? So I wanted to stop by to let you know that you are valuable. You are to be held in high regard and highly esteemed. How do I know this? Well, because my father said so. Okay, so it tells us in Psalms 137 and 14, and we're going to go read it. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading my word. It says in Psalms 137 and 14, it says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. So you are to be held in high regard because of the way that you were made. You were made to be held in high regard. So that word fearfully, when it says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, it's not saying fearfully like, oh, I'm scared. Okay, because no one should be afraid of you. Okay, if you're scaring people, you might want to check something. Okay, no, but what he's saying essentially is that you are to be held in high regard because what I create is good. What I create is wonderful. What I create is awesome. And what it goes on to say, it says marvelous. So it's marvelous. You are marvelous. What he does is marvelous. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. You know that when you value yourself, you will not allow others to dishonor you. Because when you don't know your value, when you don't know your worth, what ends up happening many times is that when we don't know our value and we don't know our worth, we essentially are giving people the permission to dishonor us because we're already dishonoring ourselves. When you don't know what you're worth and your value, you're dishonoring yourself because then you don't put up boundaries. So many times what happens is anything goes, anything can come in, anyone can come in. There's no boundaries. And so you are dishonoring yourself, and then you allow whatever tactics of the enemy, whatever the devices of the enemy to come in to use to dishonor you. And he is saying, when you know your value, when you know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, then it says, marvelous are thy works, that my soul knoweth right well, that my soul knows it. So it's well because my soul knows it. And when you know your value, you will not allow any and everything to just come in. So I'll give you an example. So diamonds are valuable. They're so valuable that they are very expensive. They are held in high regards. So you are not just going to allow someone, say for instance, for example, you have a $50,000 diamond ring, okay? You will not just allow anyone to just come in and play with it, to put their hands all over it. You're generally going to have it put somewhere high up where your kids can't reach it, or you may have it locked in a safe, or you may have it, in a lockbox somewhere where someone can't get to it. Why? There's boundaries put around this thing because of what it's worth. Okay, you put boundaries, there's fences, okay? No one can just come and get to it. I know if I had a $50,000 ring, I have 2 children. If they're outside playing in the mud, they're not coming and putting their hands all over it and playing with it because of what it's worth. There would be boundaries because I recognize the value and the worth that this thing has. Well, how much more you? He says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, but many times, especially us as women, we don't put up boundaries. The first person that comes and shows us attention, we let all guards down. We allow them into our spaces. We don't put checks and balances. We don't allow them to prove themselves. And we open ourselves all up in many areas. And then when everything finally comes out, perhaps after we've gotten ourselves in some trouble or some situations that we didn't prepare ourselves for, then we realize, okay, I have allowed myself to be devalued. But that came into play because you already devalued yourself, because you did not recognize that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. We didn't recognize that we are valuable. And many times we place values on titles. You know, if you wear the nicest clothes or your doctor, and nothing against these things, or because of the car that you drive. And so many times we devalue ourselves because we think if we don't have these outward things that we're of no earthly good. And God is saying, when I made you, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Made means created. Something has to be created. There has to be a beginning point. So this is saying from the beginning point, you were already created to be revered, to be loved, to be highly esteemed, because that is how I created you. And everything that you already were created with is marvelous. But you have to recognize it. And each of us have a different marvelous. Your marvelous may be that you are a great speaker and an orator. Your marvelous may be that you are an excellent baker, cooker. Whatever your marvelous may be, you have to recognize your value and worth. And when you know your worth, you will not allow just any and everybody to come in, and you will not allow yourself to be dishonored, but you will honor yourself. And when you honor yourself, you command honor. You command that valuing. You command that fearfully, because of whose you are. So what are some ways that you can recognize your value? First, it comes from the Father. You must realign yourself back to who fearfully made you, okay? And then you must believe in yourself above all else. No matter what life has thrown at you, no matter what circumstances you may have gone through, you still have to have a belief. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can achieve results. Believe that you can overcome. Believe that you can get past the mistakes that you have made. Believe that you can execute. Believe that you can accomplish your goals. That adds value to you because you're believing what's already in you. Not outside sources, because many times we try to get that validation and that valuation from the outside voices, outside people, outside things. But you were fearfully, so you already came in. You already came in with the value, but you must recognize it. Greatness is in you, okay? Your potential. Number two, your potential. You must know that your potential holds your value. So I just kind of went over that, okay? Your potential is intangible. It's not something you can touch. It is not concrete, okay? It comes down to your mindset. So it goes back to the first thing I said, belief, okay? So you have to go back and renew your mind. Renew your mind and go back and say, okay, what do I have? What are the things that are great about me? What am I good at? Okay? Your potential holds your value, what you came in this earth with. Okay? Because not seeing your value really is like spitting in your own face. These are ways that you can recognize your value. Believe in yourself. Okay? Recognize your potential. Walk in the things that you have already within you. So again, like I said, I just wanted to stop by with a quick motivation today. For my ladies, I want you to recognize your value because you are indeed fearfully and wonderfully made. And I guarantee you, when you begin to recognize your value, then you will discover, just like the scripture says, marvelous are thy works that my soul knoweth right well. It is a beautiful thing when you know it. So I encourage you today, know your worth because you are indeed valuable. I pray that this word has been encouraging to someone. Until next time, be blessed, and I will see you on the other side of victory.